Hey Cinema Peeps, Kendra here, editing the podcast. Just wanted to give a heads up at some technical difficulties that we had during this episode. There was some audio quality issues, so just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that, and hopefully we'll have the issue fixed for next episode. Other than that, on to the episode. Enjoy! Hello, Cinema Peeps!
Hello!
Hey Cinema Peeps, welcome back to another Talkie Tuesday.
Hey Cinema Peeps! Hey Cinema Peeps, welcome to another episode of Talkie Tuesday. Hello! Oh yeah. Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hey!
Oh, I'm still warm and tingly. My face is anyway.
Yes, the joys of coming in from the cold.
Yes, it's very just weird. It's kind of like when you're in the hot tub and they're like, you should roll in the snow. And you're like,
Ugh.
I would never. And then you do. And then you go back in and then you feel tingly all over.
Yeah.
Nice burning, tingling sensation.
Yeah, not fun.
Humans are weird.
Yep. Going in the hot tub when it's minus like 40 below outside, I've done it once, never again. I did not like the sensation of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awful. It was like we were out at the lake in the middle of the night. Well, not middle of the night, but at night. And it was got to be roughly around like minus 30, 32, I think. Mm-hmm. And we were like, yeah, let's go in the hot tub. And like, of course, you're in the hot tub, it's fine. But like the other half of you that's not in the hot tub, if you get it anywhere wet at all. And me, of course, I touch my nose and my face a lot. So I'm like, no. And then all of a sudden I got like icicles hanging from my nose. And I got like my eyelashes are frozen. My hair is like all stiff and sticking up. It wasn't fun.
Damn. I'd say I really enjoy hot tubbing in the winter.
Do you?
I do.
Nice.
I find it very relaxing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I hate going in and out, but when I'm there, I'm like, yes.
Well, they say it's good for you. Like, that seems to be the thing nowadays, is doing like that really extremely cold ice baths and then like going into the hot tub and then going back and forth kind of thing. So it's supposed to be good for like your health and stuff.
We did that at the spa we were at a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
They had, when you come down, I'll take you to the spa.
Ooh, yes, please.
They had well, I guess they had, I think they had about 9 or 12 maybe different, they actually had a lot of different activities, but there was like a chart that was like, hey, these are like what the temperatures of all these like pools are at.
Oh.
And the ideal thing was, you went from like a really, what was it? You started with like hot, dry. So that was like your saunas and stuff. So you'd walk over there, do that. And then you go from like another hot one and then another hot one. And then you did like the ice dunk.
Ooh.
And they only had one cold pool for that.
Okay.
But like the other ones, they were like, like the hot ones that were kind of like just like your normal hot tubs. And they had one that was a little bit hotter. And then, then they had a bunch of dry or wet saunas, depending on what you liked.
Cool.
But that is what they recommended to do. And
That's
so we
neat.
try to keep to that. But I was so dumb. When we were there, in the lockers, there was like this little container. And I just looked at my friend. I was like, is that cocaine? What the fuck's going on here? And my one guy friend's like, no, it's salt. It was like a salt. Because there was one a specific one, only one of them, where you could go in and then you rubbed the salt on your body.
Oh.
And then, it wasn't, I don't think it was considered a dry sauna because there was so much steam in it. But so it was supposed to be very exfoliating for your skin.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
Yeah, so next time you're down, I'll take you.
Hell yes.
Have a little spa day,
Spa day.
Now
that
I want
sounds
to go.
Awesome.
It was really fun in winter because, it was in the mountains, so you got all the mountains around you.
Ooh, yeah.
And they had, like, the wheelbarrow saunas you could go into. It was
dope. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
dope as
awesome.
hell. So I don't know about you, but this week, that new show came out on Netflix, the Blockbuster one.
Oh, I saw. I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, I think it's made from one of the writers and or producers from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
Made a TV show about the last blockbuster on Earth.
Yeah.
And yes, I haven't finished the series, although I am on episode 8 of 10, so
okay.
I'm pretty close. And then I watched Enola Holmes too as well.
Enola Holmes.
Enola Holmes.
Nice.
Now, I know you had texted me and you said you watched one of our Christmas movies from last week.
Well, I may have watched more than one, but
Damn.
I'm trying to pace myself now because a couple of them weren't on our list. I did watch 2 on our list so far.
Okay.
But yeah,
Which two? Sorry, you watched Jolly Good Christmas. I know.
yes,
You texted
I watched
me.
Jolly Good Christmas and I watched Lights, Camera, Christmas.
Oh, excellent. Okay, cool.
And I think I found my favorite one so far. I'll just say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to start too early either, so
Right?
maybe
So-
it's next coming week. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Maybe
feel like
not.
soon. You have to do it soon because I mean we
yeah.
gotta talk about some of these because I'm just itching to talk about them. So.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then the problem is if you don't start, then you're right into Christmas season where you're like, shit, I have to buy gifts. I gotta
have no
make
time,
cookies.
right? Yeah.
Where'd the time go?
Yeah. And I know that you're doing your drinking game thing with your friends, so I'm trying to like gauge which ones you should like watch now and which ones you should save for your party too. So
Yes.
yeah.
We'll have to discuss that pretty soon too. We'll have to
Yes.
figure that out.
Yes.
So exciting, so exciting.
Like I really want you to see Lights Camera Christmas now, but I'm also like she might want to save it for her party. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, we'll see. I'll gauge with them. We'll see if they'll let. Because yeah, it's always hard. Because I think that was a big reason why I didn't watch a whole lot last year. Because I wasn't sure which ones we were gonna watch. So
Yeah.
well, yes, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, I guess I'll give my thoughts on Blockbuster and Enola Holmes too.
Yes.
I'll start with Blockbuster. I'll start with Blockbuster. And to be fair, this is just kind of first impression / I have not finished the series, so this is up to at least episode 8, mind you. And words are hard. They're always hard in the English language. To be fair, I haven't looked at too many reviews, but today I saw a review that was like not very kind to the show. It's not very kind. But I guess in like some ways I can understand.
Okay.
Cuz to be like, I don't know. I guess to be fair, I didn't know what I was expecting. I just saw Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Again, I'd say that's one of my favorite shows of all time now.
Yeah.
Like forever. So obviously when they're like, "Oh, there's people who worked on the show making this show." I'm like, absolutely, it's a slam dunk. And they also had Amy Santiago, not her actual name. It's Melissa, can't think of her last name, who's also in it. And I was like, absolutely, I'd love to. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have as much charm as I thought it was gonna have.
Oh.
And again, and maybe I'm being very nice to the show because it's only its first season.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember our teacher in school would always say the first season of any show is always bad. Which at first I was like, he's wrong. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you're like trying to set it. Right? Because you're just, like, I think because it was just like, no, there's no way it's bad. Like, how could you say that?
Yeah.
But if I were to rephrase it, I would always say season 1 is always the working progress of the show.
It's the foundation. You gotta establish everything. You gotta get to know the characters, build the storyline.
Right? And I mean, as I said, it's a show about the last blockbuster on Earth.
Yeah.
You know, so it's this it kind of like, it's where the first episode kind of opens with this premise of like people dart, you know, interact with anybody anymore. And there was this whole thing about like taking down like, you know, small businesses and yada yada yada, which seems weirdly ironic since Netflix is producing a show about Blockbuster and they clearly probably put Blockbuster out of business.
Yeah.
You know, and they kind of make a kind of a little jab about it, but well, especially because I guess Blockbusters took over mom and pop video stores, so
Yeah.
it's just kind of like the cycle of innovation and business. But sorry, the show itself. So there's like a couple, like I don't know, there was definitely a couple jokes, especially these later episodes that maybe gave me a very good chuckle. But yeah, it's not as much laugh as I thought it was gonna be. There's this whole thing with like the main character of how like he's had this job since he was like in junior high or high school or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been there for like 20 years or something. Like, it's the only kind of job he's ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole idea that he hasn't like grown up, and his friend or one of his best friends owns like the strip mall where the Blockbuster's at. And so it's this relationship with these two guys who are clearly stuck in the past, you know.
Yeah.
But I just like I said, I don't want to fully agree with the review I read, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I could see like why. I think there needs to be more charm to the show. They obviously make a lot of movie references, so if you're not into that, then you're kind of out of the loop in a lot of ways. But they do make some really funny. In one of the episodes, it's like totally like a spoof on like people who are obsessed with like murder shows and like murder documentaries kind of thing, because they're thinking they're gonna solve a murder. That's like they think one of their friends' moms was murdered by a serial killer, so they're like trying to like solve it.
Okay.
So it plays like some funny like homages to stuff like that. Although I think probably one of my favorite lines was this girl who works at the video store, and she goes, "Hi, so you're gonna get a lot of complaints because schools were looking for the hungry caterpillar, and I accidentally gave them the human centipede."
Oh my god.
And she goes back into the office. "Hi, so like all the schools are really bad." And she like just slowly slides this phone into the boss's office. "Here you go."
Oh my god.
And she goes, "Remember, it's not my fault. I told you and you hired me. I know nothing about movies."
Oh no. That's funny.
So like I said, there's definitely these last couple episodes, there's been a lot of big chuckles for me, but yeah. And again, like I said earlier, it's hard for me to be like very like, "Yeah, this sucks," because it's the first season. It's only 10 episodes long, which I mean I can get, but at the same time, like when you're trying to build a universe, you know, and for us to care about these characters and really get to know them, then you need more than just that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Is it
Like,
set in like modern times, or is it set like back in the 90s?
Yeah, it's
It
set
is-
in modern times.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say watch the first couple episodes just to see where it's at, but yeah. I think it's just because I really don't like the main, like I like the main character. Like I think he's likable. Like there's a lot of likable characters, but I just don't care for his friend.
Oh, really?
Like he's such a douche nugget to me. And even like just there was an episode about how he was trying to set boundaries with this friend of his, you know, and how anytime he's like, "Hey, like I feel like you're, you know, taking advantage of me," you know, and he's like, "Yeah, I totally get it." And so, like I said, he's like the landlord of the strip mall. So what he does is he shuts down all the water except to the video store. So they have like 15, 20 plus people just coming to Blockbuster just to use the bathroom.
Wow.
And he's like, "See, like, aren't I such a good friend?" And it's like, okay. So he's very childish, but again, I guess it's to play in this theme of like being stuck in the past, where as our main character realizes like, "Oh yeah, I need to grow, I need to, you know, be more responsible." And his friend always sees that as this like, and even he said in this episode, he goes, "I feel like you're outgrowing me," and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So like I feel like they could have some really good themes and ideas going, but at the same time, like I feel like the first episode, the message was all about reconnecting with people, and we've like never touched upon that ever again.
Oh, okay. Weird.
So it's kind of weird that like that's kind of like their opener. And I mean, again, I don't mind that they're going in this direction of like, again, like growing up, because again, I remember my dream job was to work in a video rental store. We had one in my neighborhood, although it wasn't a Blockbuster. But still, I remember, like, I wanted to work there so badly. So the idea of making a workplace comedy about this, like, I was for.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think some of their themes are a little all over the place. And again, like I said, maybe I just don't want to be too mean. I'm just such... See, that's why I wouldn't make a good movie. I wouldn't make a good reviewer. I just don't want to be mean at all. I'm like the mom. I'm like, you tried,
You
sweetie.
did good, sweetie.
You did good, sweetie. Like, see, that's why I can't. Anyways, yeah, that's why I don't think I make a good movie reviewer, because I'm too nice. I'm too nice. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. So, like, I don't know. I think Blockbuster, the series, does have, like, a little bit of charm, but I don't know.
Didn't grab you?
Yeah, like I said, I'll probably, like, I'm still have 2 episodes away from finishing, so I'll obviously be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'll scratch my nosy a little bit. But, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, maybe, like, watch the first couple episodes, see if it's your cup of tea, but if it has pretty bad reviews now, maybe it won't get another season. So
yeah,
we'll see. Like I said, I thought it would be a fun concept, but oh well.
just from the trailer that I saw, it kind of gave me like that one show that's on TV. I don't know if it's still on TV, but that Superstore show.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of giving me that kind of vibe.
I've heard that's a fantastic show from all of my coworkers. They're like, Kaylee, this is how. They're like, literally, we've had times exactly like this. So, who knows? Maybe, yeah, because that's one I've been kind of meaning to watch, just because apparently it is, again, like a working class show. Not working class, that's not really the right word. You know, part-time job woes that you get and some of the idiocies that come with it.
Yeah.
Idiot people, just your coworkers, so who knows? And that one, I think, got 6 seasons, so.
Yeah.
That's one that's been on my watch list, but we'll see.
I remember when it first came out too, because it sounded very, very similar to one that me and a couple of our classmates in school were writing.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
about working at a supermarket or like some sort of like just like a grocery store type thing, and there was a bunch of different characters. But we kind of like we were kind of inspired by like Community in that kind of like realm and that humor and stuff like that, but we wanted to like set it in kind of like the superstore setting sort of thing and see what kind of hijinks they could get up to at that point.
They stole your right? I'm just kidding.
I know, right? we all kind of thought about that when it was announced, that we were like, this seems a little familiar. So, yeah.
Someone in the group sold the idea, took all the money, and ran.
Yeah.
Just
How
kidding.
dare they?
How dare! That's too funny. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, big yawn. Well, and then I also watched Enola Holmes too.
Mm-hmm. How was that?
And it was adorbs. I loved it.
Yeah?
Lots of fun. Millie Bobby Brown. 10 out of 10. She's great. She's just like perfect because she just has that chemistry and that charisma.
Yes.
And then we have Henry Cavill again as Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
And then they cut Minecraft off, which I was happy with. He was like one of the characters like just could have cared less about last movie. So I was like, good, let's get rid of him. Helen Bonham Carter comes back as well as their mom.
Nice.
But yeah, it just kind of continues on from the other movie where Enola's trying to open up her own detective agency and solve mysteries.
Oh, nice. So she's Sherlock Holmes' little sister.
Yes.
Okay, right. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Which, I don't know if that's a new addition. I'm assuming that's one of the newer additions made in the last, 20 years. Adding a sister, because there was also a sister in the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock Holmes.
Was there?
Yeah, in season 4.
I have to rewatch the show again. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it. That's one I'm gonna have to rewatch again.
Yeah. So
I'll take your word for it, though.
But yeah, he has a sister in season 4, so I know. So yeah, so I'm assuming I don't think it was probably in the original Sir Arthur Conan Doyle novels, but I mean it's fun.
It's a cool add-on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this until the end of the movie, but the there's obviously the mystery aspect, but it was kind of slightly inspired on real events that actually happened in England. Okay. So again, it's one of those ones that's like a loose interpretation of it, but it was really fun at the end. It's like, oh, cool! I didn't know that was a real thing. That's awesome.
Neat.
It was very cool.
I remember starting to watch the first one, and then I can't remember why. I either was interrupted watching it and then just never got around to finishing it, but I do want to go back and watch those.
Yeah. Again, I think the first one, yeah, the first one I remember, like, I definitely was like kind of dipping in and out because I was kind of like, oh, I'm not kind of into it. But then Millie Bobby Brown would just look into the camera and just like speak to you, and you're like, ah, back on board, baby. She's, like I said, she has like that charisma, so
Right, yeah.
she was perfect
Totally.
for it. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, lots of good humor and a very good mystery and a nice twist at the end.
Ooh.
I will say though, I called out a lot of the twists.
Oh, yeah?
But I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's anything. It's not negative, I don't think. Although
It didn't take you out of it?
No. I think there's some where it's like, oh, this is very obvious. Like, But I guess also to be fair, I watch so much mystery. Like,
yeah.
I'd say that's one of my favorite genres. So there's like times where I am genuinely like, oh, wow, like that. You got me. That's fun. And then, you know, maybe watching so many, I know what to look for. I know the signs. I'm like, yeah, that's what we need to look for, baby.
Yeah.
No, I'd recommend watching the second one.
Nice.
I think it improves on everything I didn't really like about the first one, which again was very small, minor critiques.
Yeah.
And they also did a lot of like, again, like the whole premise is like she's talking to you as the audience, but they also did a lot this time around where she would just kind of look at the camera and just kind of like give like little cheeky reactions just to the audience members and not say anything. And I really enjoyed those moments as well.
Nice.
So I think it kept me more engaged and was like, yes,
nice.
I'm not gonna lose steam and momentum. I'll keep watching.
Cool. Nice. That's awesome.
But yeah, there's a nice twist at the end. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, so
gotta go check it out.
Yes, then we can talk about it.
Excellent. Yes, I'll add it to my list.
The forever
growing list. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, did you? I can't remember. I don't know if we even talked about it yet. But James Gunn is taking over for DC. As like a creative homeboy.
Oh, as a creative homeboy.
As a creative homeboy.
Is he?
I don't know his exact title.
Okay, I don't think we talked about that. No.
I want to be like, he's the president of
DC.
But no, him and we'll call him Peter. I guess they're like the new heads of at least the I'm assuming just in the movie department for DC now. So I think that was announced a couple weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
I think. So that'll be really interesting because I know Kevin Feige was just like, hey, because I know obviously he's he was known for doing the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Yeah. So, you know, I think, it was Kevin Feige who just like, you know, congratulated him on Twitter and was like, hey, man.
Nice. As
the new and first ever CEOs of DC Studios. Oh, his name is Peter. Okay, the other guy's name is Peter. I don't know who he is, but he's Peter. But yeah, I wanted to mention it just today because he had tweeted a couple days ago. Yeah, obviously it'll be more than a week when this episode comes out. That I guess he acknowledged the hashtag Save Legends of Tomorrow and released the Ader cut, or I'm not sure what that one is, but he acknowledged the fans who were trying to get DC Legends off the ground.
Oh, yeah!
So I know a lot of people were excited, but it's one of those thread tweets. But the more I read, I was kind of like,
Uh-oh.
It sounds like he's like, because what is it? The Cliff Notes version. He just wanted to say like, hey, like I want to acknowledge like, you know, we do hear you, you know, and we thank you, you know, for, you know, being, you know, even though you want your show back, you're being respectful about it, kind of thing. But here's the part that I was like, okay. It was like, but our initial focus is on story going forward and hammering out new DCU and telling the biggest stories ever told across multiple films, television shows, and animated projects. So to me, that sounds like we're not the focus.
We're putting it to rest at the moment.
Yeah, but he does say, you know, he invites all fandoms and so.
Cool.
You never know.
I mean, if there's anybody to do it, I'm glad it's him, because he did do a great job on the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I thought he did a cool twist on the Suicide Squad. I think that's what they needed, is his kind of wacky, creative style and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I could see his expertise and his kind of style being a definite plus for the DC universe.
Right.
Yeah.
And he clearly cares, because again, I don't read, there's too many comics, people. I can't be expected to read everything. But I guess when he did the Suicide Squad, he did pull a lot from the comics. So
that's cool.
Again, reading like new stories going forward, to me it sounds like he'll probably maybe dip more into the comics. And I mean, I know he said new stories, so maybe they will, but he's obviously someone who's very passionate and cares about that,
yes.
which is great.
Yes.
So it will be fun. I mean, he also, even though I haven't watched it yet, he also did the Peacemaker series on Crave
that's right.
and HBO. Which I've been meaning to watch. Haven't watched it. Surprise, surprise. So I mean, he does seem dedicated to making fun projects for DC. Although now it kind of makes a little more sense, because he did make a cameo on the Harley Quinn show that just aired a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
He made, and it was him who voiced himself.
Oh, wow.
I was like, that's kind of, but maybe this all makes sense.
Yeah.
Now. I don't know if it was already in the works at that point or what have you. But
interesting. Oh, I'm excited to hear that. I feel like he's going to be a good contribution to that. I feel like he's going to do some good stuff, because DC's had such bad luck lately in the movie side of things. So, I mean,
they've had an interesting track record.
Yes, they have. Yeah. And I mean, as much as like, again, you don't want to like hold up so much hope for this, but it would be kind of nice if he did do a little something to honor Legends, or at least kind of do that merger that everyone's been hoping for, to like maybe get the Flash in there from the Arrowverse, or like bring some of that gang over. And
yeah, I'm excited. Although I will say I haven't seen the Black Adam that just came out like last month.
Yeah,
I've been meaning to, but I mean, we did start it's hard to believe, we did start the year off with the Batman movie, which was fucking baller.
Yeah.
So and the poor Flash movie that's just
non-existent.
It's going rough over there.
Yep.
And then we still have Jason Momoa's second Aquaman, which again has also gone through some similar kind of turbulence with actors or the actresses on the show. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. DC definitely needs. And again, I feel like even over the past couple years, they've had a couple good movies, but I think we all just remember the really bad ones, which is fair, because they're bad.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I mean, I don't blame them. So.
But I mean, when you think about it, like, maybe I'm biased in saying this, but when you think about the Batman and Wonder Woman and the Suicide Squad, all three movies, unless I'm wrong, have all kind of taken a unique, different, a different way of doing it. It's, like, it just seems like all the other ones were trying to be something they weren't, or just trying to very much compete with Marvel in a sense, whereas like the Batman felt very different, Wonder Woman felt very different, and Suicide Squad obviously felt very different. And so maybe that's what DC needs to just understand, is different is good. Maybe try doing different, and it'll work out in their favor, kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah, and then there was also the Joker.
Yes. Oh yes, the Joker. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't always have to be like doom and gloom, dark and dingy kind of thing, right? You can kind of just make it different and see what happens.
Right. I mean, I guess to be fair, not Christian Bale, but oh my God, what's his pickle?
Christopher Nolan.
Thank you. He made the Batman trilogy, which everyone really, really likes.
Yes.
To be fair, everyone forgets about the first one, which is fair. It's like, I mean, it wasn't awful. It was very forgettable. And then 2 came out, and it was like, oh, and I think 3 was like, it was all right, you know. Yeah. But I feel like maybe, and I'm just spitballing here, that probably execs saw that and they were like, hey, this is successful. Let's keep doing that. Yeah. But obviously, that doesn't work for every single property. And really, it shouldn't.
No, exactly.
But yeah, I think I think, yeah, I'm excited to see what James, and again, the fact that he mentions, like, not only, he mentions all different types of media, because again, I've been saying it, I think DC is slaying in their cartoon animation department,
Nice.
like, they just rock, so, I think it's cool that he's maybe going to focus on, like, more than just the movies,
Hell yeah.
you know, obviously they need the fucking help, but, like, on all aspects,
Yeah,
so.
that's awesome.
I am excited, and yes, secretly very still much hoping that they can finally get Legends one more season. Just to wrap it up.
That would be awesome.
I just need one more to wrap it up, people. Please. Alright, that's enough yawning. I think that'll do it for today's episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, too much yawning. Oh my god. Thank you all for watching. We very much appreciate it.
Yes.
If you have any other thoughts of anything we talked about today or have any suggestions for future episodes, please leave that in the comments down below.
You betcha.
And think about giving us a little like-see as well, and maybe a little subscribe.
Hell yeah. Just
please.
that button down there. It's please down there.
I like it. We'll just point everywhere, and one of the answers will be correct.
What? Somewhere there. Yeah. And if you like this episode, go and check some of our other episodes that we've done in the past, especially last week's episode. That was a fun one, just because we're getting ready for the countdown to Christmas, and I feel like
already
right. And I feel like this month we have some good stuff planned. I mean, there's a few good things coming out this month too. We got Disenchanted coming out, and we've got Spirited coming out. And then we've got all those other Christmas movies to look forward to.
We also have the Glass Onion, the Knives Out sequel.
Yes.
That's coming out only in theaters for a week at the end of this month, November, and then it's out on Netflix on December 23rd.
Oh wow, that's a far stretch.
I know. I think I'm gonna try to go watch it in the movie theater.
You should do it.
I don't think I can wait that long.
Yeah, you should do it. I think you should do it.
Right. Oh shit, we gotta do recommendations.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. I recommend, this is gonna be an ASMR podcast. You know what, I'm just gonna recommend Enola Holmes too. It was fun, it was great. Millie Bobby Brown's awesome. That's my recommendation.
I heard none of that because Zoom just muted all of you. So yeah, whatever she said, go watch it.
Yay! Oh my god.
And then I guess my recommendation will be go watch Lights, Camera, Christmas for the Hallmark movies. If you're into that sort of thing, even if you're not. Honestly, it was great. I loved it. If you like the corniness with an extra side of cheese, that's the one for you. Go for it.
Yes. Excellent. Well, until next time, Cinema Peeps, watch all the content, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Monkey, monkey.
Monkey, monkey.
Hey.